Yes, hello and welcome into Liverpool Sports here for another episode of our Liverpool save here on the FM22 beta. If you miss the last one, go and check it out. We played the first game of the season and introduced you to an old face returning back to Liverpool Football Club here for our beta save. And if you are new around here, hit the subscribe button so you don't miss a thing. Coming out 11 AM Monday to Friday here on this YouTube channel, FM22 with Liverpool. And the main save for FM22 will be coming out once the full game is released next week. As you can see from the screen in front of you, we play up against Everton today, and as you can also see from the league table, we're currently up in third position. That is because, if I go to the schedule, you can see we have played alright since we last met. We've played 2 games. After beating Brentford 2-0, we beat Leeds 2-0. A Salah penalty and another Van Dijk header. So as you can see, the Brentford game, goals from Van Dijk and from Salah. And against Leeds, Salah and Van Dijk. They are our joint top scorers, because up against Arsenal, we got a 1-1 draw thanks to an early goal from Alexander Lacazette. And then Sadio Mane scored for us. We did not play well in that game. Somehow, we came away with a draw. But I'd say that does leave us in third position, up toward the top end of the table here. And a win today will take us top, because we're playing in the early kickoff on the Saturday, up against Everton, who have only got 1 point so far this season. For some reason, they've only played 2 games. I'm not quite sure why that's the case, but hopefully we can keep them in that relegation zone. A couple of things to mention with regards to transfers. Obviously, the transfer deadline day has passed, and I must say I did very much like the new transfer deadline day kind of setup. So if any of you haven't got to a transfer deadline day yet in your saves, get to it. It's quite enjoyable, the new setup they've got there. But on transfer deadline day, we did loan out Minamino to Zenit, and the reason for that is because we have made one more signing to this team. Let me get to the squad and show you it. It's Ivan Perisic, who we signed for just £2 million from Inter Milan, and he'll be there as a backup option across those front positions and can also cover a left back should we need as well. I thought for £2 million, I can't turn down Ivan Perisic. He looks very, very good. So we loan out Minamino for the season. We'll play with Perisic instead of him. I think that's a pretty good deal. You can see he's still got some very good physical stats for somebody 32 years of age, just starting to go over the peak of his career, you'd imagine. But he'll do for the season or 2 that we have him here. He's got very nice mentals as well, and he's got all right technicals as well. Can't complain about that. He'll work well on that left-hand side. He'll be a bench player. He won't get into the Mane, but he's a very solid player indeed. So hopefully he does well for us. So yes, today we play up against Everton, and then as I mentioned, we're going to play whatever game happened after, whether it be the Wolves game in the league or, indeed as it is, the Champions League group stage game, our first one. We did draw Legia Warsaw, Atletico Madrid and Benfica in the Champions League group stage. We'll go to Group D, you'll be able to see it there. So a fairly tough group. Hopefully we got off to a good start against Legia Warsaw today. Probably going to try and advance through the first half of the season as quickly as possible, so I probably won't do what I normally do and show you one game against each of the teams. I imagine I might come back later on and show you the Atletico Madrid game later. We'll play a couple of months and get through that. Maybe you'll see the Benfica against and Chelsea. I'm not sure, I've not decided, but certainly we'll be playing Everton today, and then we'll play against Legia Warsaw in the second game. So we do have a few injuries to worry about. Tsimikas and Naby Keita both injured, returning to fitness at the moment. Fabinho's low in terms of his health. I can never remember what that's actually meant to be. He's a bit tired after his last match. A lot of the South Americans were. You can see Roberto Firmino and Luis Suarez as well having come back from South America. So none of them are playing today. And that means we're going to change the formation slightly. We've went away from this formation, and we're going to play a more narrow formation here today. 5 at the back, they say Everton are going to play according to our data analysts, so we'll see by overloading the middle with those 3. Oxlade-Chamberlain playing as a shadow striker to push forward, see if we can kind of try and outnumber them in the middle of the field. So the team is as follows: Alisson in goal. Gomez will partner Van Dijk today at centre-back. Alexander-Arnold on the right and Robertson on the left. Henderson will be playing because we don't have any Fabinho today, so he'll drop back into that half-back role with Milner and Thiago ahead of him. Oxlade-Chamberlain in front of them, and Mane and Salah playing up front together. See, top scorers being Van Dijk and Salah. Let's see if we can get some of the attacking players to score some goals. We don't want our centre-back to be our top scorer. So here we go, our first Merseyside Derby as Liverpool manager. Remember, we're up against Everton, who are managed by Rafa Benitez, who used to be Liverpool manager for so many years. So there's going to be some interesting stuff going on, you imagine, here at Anfield. I'm not quite sure what the reception for Rafa is going to be. You can see Everton are playing 5 at the back, 2 in the midfield and 3 across the front. So let's see how we match up against them today. Alexander-Arnold will throw in early on. Thiago with it now, forward to Salah. Salah hits in. What a goal from Mohamed Salah. Wow. I'm almost speechless there. That was absolutely outstanding. Salah plays it back to Thiago, who plays it back into Salah, takes one touch and hits that. The keeper has absolutely no chance at all, does Jordan Pickford. And we're up 1-0 early on in this game. The first shot of the goal, and in it goes. First shot of the game there, as I say. Robertson with the ball on this left-hand side, forward toward Mane, who's coming out to this left-hand side, even though he's playing up front. Finds Robertson again, and Mane, and back to Henderson. Over to Thiago. Thiago into Alexander-Arnold, playing that inverted wing-back roll, and Thiago hits that from just outside the box. And it was tipped onto the post, I think. It looks like it is, because we're going to have a corner kick here, and Trent swings the ball into the front post, and it's headed away. I tell you what, we are dominating this Merseyside Derby so far. Oxlade-Chamberlain with it down left-hand side. Can we get the ball into the box? Robertson tries to switch it to Alexander-Arnold, and Digne comes away with it. Calvert-Lewin back to Iwobi, and the highlight stops just there. I tell you, we have absolutely been dominating it so far, and we're up 1-0. Corner kick taken by Alexander-Arnold here toward the back post. This time Thiago heads that over, going slightly against the aim of our corner kicks, which are meant to be to the front post. Tried it to the back and it didn't quite work. Alisson with the ball now, throws it to Virgil van Dijk, and we'll try down this left-hand side. Virgil van Dijk runs forward with the ball. He gets past so many players, finds Oxlade-Chamberlain, he gets fouled, but Mohamed Salah gets the ball, and surely you bring that back for a free kick. Surely that's got to be some type of card. He was surely almost a last man there, a yellow card, and it's come back for the free kick. No advantage gained. And let's see if Alexander-Arnold can curl in this free kick. He tries. Oh, it's off the post, and it's cleared away by Keane, who gave away the free kick. What an effort from us. Totally dominating this game so far. Not had as much of the ball as I'd hoped that we would have, but that's fine if we're going to score some goals. There's another corner kick. Alexander-Arnold swings it to the middle of the goal there, and Virgil van Dijk gets his 3rd goal of the season. He's going to be our top goal scorer, isn't he? Him and Salah, whenever one of them scores, the other one has to. That's 3 games now that Salah and Van Dijk have scored together in, and we're up 2-0 after half an hour here. That's, what, about 7 bodies in the middle of the field there, in the middle of the box, I should say. And Van Dijk gets above all of them. And we're up 2-0 now, but we have picked up an injury to Joe Gomez, a potential foot injury, and that means that Joe Matip will have to come on for the rest of this game. The ball's on the left-hand side with us here. We've passed it back to Alisson and over to Matip, who's just come on. He drives forward with the ball. What's he going to do? Runs into the middle, finds Milner, plays it forward towards Salah. Can he finish? No, he's just dragged that wide. Some wonderful football there. A drive and run forward into Milner, who just pings that ball forward. And it was nearly a goal for Salah. I tell you, we're causing havoc there. Mane and Salah are obviously playing as strikers today, but they kind of work their way to the outside. They don't play right in the middle as now an outstriker. They work their way out, so it's still almost acting like 2 wingers with a kind of deep line forward, with the way that Oxlade-Chamberlain's playing there as a shadow striker at attacking midfield. And we're winning the game 2-0. We've not really had any highlights at all in the second half so far, so we are going to make a little change. We'll bring on Ivan Perisic for his debut, I think, and we'll change the formation a little bit. We'll take off Mane. Let's have a look at the formation we can change to. We'll change to this formation here, which means we can put Perisic out on the left, Oxlade-Chamberlain on the right, and Salah can play up front for the last 20 minutes. Trying to add some width into it there. It says that Alexander-Arnold is struggling. So what we'll do is we'll bring on Konate for him and slide Matip out there, will we? No, I'm not going to bring on Konate then. So I forgot. I thought Joe Gomez was playing at centre-back. But unfortunately, he wasn't. So what we'll do instead is we'll bring on Curtis Jones and we'll slide James Milner out to play it right back, because he can cover absolutely everywhere. So now we're going to go with Milner right back, and Jones can play in midfield for the last 10 minutes of this game. Milner with his last chance to play in midfield today. Let's see how he does. He finds Salah with it. And Perisic, who's just come on the left-hand side here, can he get this ball into the box? He tries to. Oxlade-Chamberlain doesn't quite win the header. And Alexander-Arnold, who's about to come off, collects this ball. And we've got 10 minutes to go, and that change has been made. Milner loses the ball there, and Digne clears it away, but the strikers are not up to try and receive the ball. And it's played to Robertson, and Perisic now, he reaches the byline, he cuts it back toward Robertson, and it's cleared away. Virgil van Dijk with the ball now though. He drives forward, finds Thiago toward Oxlade-Chamberlain on this right wing now. He swings the ball into the back post, Perisic gets fouled, surely that's a penalty kick. The referee's going to go and review the footage. Surely somebody could have just told him in his ear. I didn't think he'd have to go and look at it himself. Surely he could have just made the decision by himself without having to look at the footage. He was almost right next to the play when it happened. He's checked it. Is it going to be a penalty? Yes, it is. He's awarded the penalty kick. And it means that Salah's going to step up and see if he can score his second of the day. Make it 3-0 here. And yes, he does, into that bottom corner. And we lead our first Merseyside Derby 3-0. 2 goals for Salah now, 1 for Van Dijk. Total domination here from the red side of Liverpool. A corner kick here into added time in the second half. It was swung in toward the back post by Robertson there. And Digne has got this ball now. He's going up the right-hand side. Perisic will track him back. It's switched toward Calvert-Lewin, but it's cleared away. Matip finds Milner. Milner through to Thiago, playing his advanced playmaker. Will he have a shot? Will he swing this ball into the box? He plays it back to Henderson, who hits it into Salah, and Salah's got his hat-trick. He's managed to get his third one in the dying moments of this game. And Mohamed Salah has just scored his 100th goal for Liverpool, it's said down the bottom there. And it was a good finish, a good team move here on the break. Thiago down the right-hand side. He cuts the ball across the goal to Henderson, who hits it straight at Salah, who takes a touch, tucks it in the bottom corner. And 4-0. An emphatic victory here for Liverpool, and it might not be over yet. Richarlison with it on the left-hand side for Everton. Back to Mason Holgate now, who comes forward with the ball. And what's he going to do? Is anyone going to challenge him? He finds Townsend on the right-hand side, forward toward Decore. Well, he tipped this over the keeper, tried to chip it over the keeper, but Alisson was not going to be beaten. And the time is going to tick down here, and we are going to win this game 4-0. An emphatic victory for Liverpool here in this Merseyside derby. And since it's a good footing, is that the phrase to use for our first European game up against Legia Warsaw later on this week? There we go. We didn't have as much of the ball as we'd have liked to, I don't think, but 4-0, we will take that. I'm going to say well done to everybody. It's always satisfying to get one over on your rivals, and indeed we have done so. A 4-0 victory puts us top of the table. And we'll see you in just a moment for our first Champions League game up against Legia Warsaw. So we are ready for the game up against Legia Warsaw. Just to give you a little update on Joe Gomez, he's out for the next month with that injury he picked up in the last game up against Everton. Oh, still looking back at that 4-0 victory. Very, very good for our first one here. But we're up against Legia Warsaw today, and say we're going to play a fairly full-strength side. In fact, a fully full-strength side, to be honest, up against this side, and we want to win quite comfortably. That's the hope anyway. So it's going to be Alisson in goal, Matip and Van Dijk at centre-back, Alexander-Arnold and Robertson at full-back, Fabinho with Milner and Henderson in front of him. Fabinho's back in the side, as is Luis Suarez, who's going to be playing up front, and Salah and Mane in the wide areas. We've moved away from that formation. We've went back to our tried and trusted 4-3-3 formation. So let's get into it and see how we do in our first Champions League game as Liverpool manager. There we go. Legia Warsaw play with a diamond in midfield. So we normally like to try to overrun the midfield area. So the fact that you've got a lot of people in there might make that a little bit more difficult for us. But we'll see how we get on. We've won the ball back here. It's forward to Salah, and Salah scored inside 3 minutes. Maybe it's not going to be difficult for us at all. Assisted by Jordan Henderson there. That is a brutal counter-attack from us. And Salah gets himself another goal. He's just scoring goals for fun this season. Robertson intercepts the throw in there. Mane to Milner. Milner to Henderson. Henderson threads that through to Salah. A lovely through ball. Takes it down the chest. Tucks it in. We're up 1-0 inside 3 minutes. What a start. Throw in from the right-hand side of Legia Warsaw here. But we've won the ball back, and Mane will break away with it. What's he going to do? Goes down that left-hand side. Will he cut the ball back, or will he keep going? He's going to keep going down that left-hand side. Now he finds Robertson. who comes across, finds Milner, back to Robertson. Can the ball get swung in? It can towards Suarez. He heads off the frame of the goal, and Mane tucks it in. His second goal of the season. That's counted as an assist for Suarez. I'm not sure if I'd count a shot headed off the frame of the goal as an assist, but nonetheless, we'll take it. You can see Robertson with a fantastic ball into the box here. Suarez rises up above it, hits right off the frame of the goal, deflects off a defender. Mane tucks it in. We're inside 10 minutes and we're up 2-0. What a start, and it looks like it might continue. Henderson gets the ball for Alexander-Arnold here, and Trent plays it back to Henderson. Henderson puts the ball in the middle. Mane heads in. We're up 3-0. We are absolutely dominating proceedings here as Sadio Mane gets his second goal of the game. Our third, and inside 11 minutes, we are up 3-0. Some wonderful, wonderful play here. For us, we've actually scored a lot from crosses, which, seeing as none of our strikers are particularly tall, it's quite impressive. We're winning all those headers. A lovely header across the goal from Mane there. 3-0. Outstanding. And just a couple of minutes later, there's another highlight that's going to happen here. Hopefully, it's going to be for us. Andy Robertson with the ball. Down this left-hand side, he will run at the defence. And he keeps running. Tries to find the byline. Will he cross it into the middle? Yes, he will. Salah with it. He heads it just over the bar. It's still 3-0. Well, that was a exhilarating start to the game. And the ball swung in there by Robertson again. And Salah heads off the frame with a goal. Goodness me. Robertson swinging in some fantastic crosses from that left-hand side. And we are still leading 3-0. But look at the number of shots we've had in this first half. Nearly 20 shots in the first half. Outstanding. Suarez gets the ball, finds Salah. Salah hits it off the defenders. Back to Robertson now. Forward to Suarez, who's went out to the left-hand side here. And Robertson runs into the space that Suarez created after he ran away. And he loses the ball. And there we go. Emreli? I can't quite see if that's an I or an L, the last letter there. Had the ball for Legia Warsaw, but gave it away. And now Suarez has got it out on this right-hand side for us. He plays it into Salah now. Salah, back to Mane, and Mane's got a first-half hat-trick here. Assisted by Salah. Scintillating stuff from Liverpool, it says here. And indeed, it is. 4-0 inside 40 minutes. Suarez here, down the right-hand side. Tries to beat his man. Plays it into Salah, who cuts it across, and Mane just, there's three defenders in the box there, but none of them anywhere near Mane. Mane just takes that step back, finds acres of space, the ball gets threaded into him, and we're up 4-0 here as we make our way to half-time. And I think we could probably make a couple of changes at half-time, because we don't need to be, wasting the fitness or threatening them with injury for some of the important players in the team here. So Sadio Mane can come off. We'll bring on Ivan Perisic to play for a half. We'll take off Salah as well. We'll put Diogo Jota out on that right-hand side. We've had lots of shots, and I'm very happy. Indeed, I am. And let's see how Perisic and Jota do in this second half. Well, the answer is so far they've not done as much. This is the first highlight of the second half. Alexander-Arnold forward towards Suarez. He gets this ball. Can he take a shot? Will he swing it into the middle? He crosses it to the back post. Perisic gets his head to it. And that is his first goal for Liverpool. Lovely cross from Suarez there. Suarez playing really well. Not scoring goals, but certainly being involved in the build-up play. And it's a lovely cross from him here in toward Perisic, who rises up above his defender. Gets the header in at the near post. And we're up 5-0 now. We've had 30 shots so far in this game. 31 now. Absolutely dominating that part of the game. Just so many shots for us. And it's proving to be important, seeing as we've scored 5 goals here. That's a long ball in behind Alexander-Arnold. And Blackman has a chance to score a goal. It's a good save from Alisson. And it's calmly passed out to Van Dijk there. And obviously in Europe, you're allowed to make 5 changes still. So we'll bring on Thiago and Naby Keita in the middle of the park. And we'll put Oxlade-Chamberlain on. And he can play right back-ish instead of Trent. I'm sure we can get away with that. The ball's thrown in by Chamberlain here to Jota. Thiago swings it in. And Suarez gets himself his first goal since he's returned. I'm glad he's managed to get himself on the score sheet. I was mentioning how he was doing a lot in the build-up play and assists and stuff like that, but not getting any goals. But he was completely unmarked at the back post there. A lovely cross in from Thiago. And we're leading 6-0 now. A hat-trick for Mane, a goal for Salah, Perisic, and now Suarez. Atletico Madrid have won their game against Benfica 2-0. But a 6-0 demolition. 37 shots, 18 of them being on target. That's what you call domination, I would say. Outstanding from the whole team there. And I'm going to say, yes, a very nice victory. Well done to you. An absolute thumping there as we lead our group quite comfortably, you'd say, with a 4-goal difference better off compared to Atletico Madrid. So we're top of our Champions League group, and we're also in second place in the Premier League at the moment. We're doing pretty well. I would say I'm probably going to come back and show you the game against Benfica and the game against Chelsea. Why not? We'll go through another couple of months. We'll come back at the start of November, just before that November international break, and show you how we've been getting on. We've got some Carabao Cup games to play. We've got a couple more Champions League group games to play. And we've got, half a dozen Premier League games to play between now and then as well. So we'll maybe show you how the Premier League table is going to be looking like after 10 games. You'll see if we're going to stay up at the top of that table. So if you have enjoyed this one, we've scored 10 goals, conceded none in this episode, 10-0 on aggregate over the 2 games. Pretty good, if you don't mind me saying. That's some pretty good results for us. If you have enjoyed this, please do leave a like on the video. It really does help us out. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, so you don't miss any more of this. 11 AM, Monday to Friday, in your subscription box. And until the next one, where we'll be playing up against Benfica and Chelsea, we'll see you then.